streaming the YouTube. Let me make a tweet.
Yo, what up?
Oh shit! I should probably go to the dashboard.
Out there.
Just not if you can hear me.
Oh shit! Mine too. Man, mine's also normal. Yeah, same for me.
So are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live, but I'm
live-ish.
Just starting with the S word. Jesus.
We've been drinking.
This is a special broadcast.
Ooh. Yep.
Okay. I just made my tweet that we're live.
It's streaming on the old Facebook.
So I guess Steve. Yeah, I'm just hold up. I'm trying to get to my tweet. Yeah. I just tweeted that we're live. So and then you're on the logo. And they don't hear anything, right?
No, everyone hears anything. Everything right now.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
We are
This is
now
live.
We are now live.
Everything.
Except I did have my mic turned down for the live stream there for the first.
Gotcha.
Little
For me,
bit.
it's just the logo, and I have everyone muted. So
I feel like we're acting out that scene from Spaceballs. What are you preparing? You always preparing. Just go.
Need y'all to come to the beach.
We're getting ready to
All right.
get ready.
We ain't
hold on.
found
Hold up.
Yeah, right? That's where I was going to go.
Let me top off my drink here real quick.
Apparently,
off.
that was. Did you
Once I
know
finish my
that
drink,
guy
then
who
we'll
said
go
that
record
line
it.
was Tim Russ, who
Oh,
was
yeah?
Tuvok on Star Trek?
Yeah, that was funny.
Ah,
We ain't found nothing. With the giant ace combs.
love it. Love it.
All right, cool. Well, I've gone through 1 2-liter of lemonade tonight.
Well, this is going well.
What's
And
up,
about-
Harry Stranger?
And about half of my my bottle of vodka. All right, cool.
What's up, Harry? We see you there. And
Mm.
Jack, how you guys doing?
I'm up. I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Howdy, everyone. Welcome to our Yuri's Night After Party between Ruts, Rapid on Field Discussion, myself, Errol Fate,
Hello.
as well as the Presser for Flight Gang.
Yeah, and that would
Hey.
be me right here. Space Coast Steve, Stephen Marr. We've got Stephen, Mr. Kegel.
Dingy.
We have Matt, Mr. Jordan. Matt, Mr. Cutshaw. And
Woohoo!
Becca, Mr. Penland.
Hey, she got her Mister this
She
time.
got Joe Mista.
So, yeah, welcome everyone to the stream. Everyone's viewing it. Everyone's hanging out with us. We've been drinking.
Yeah.
We're just going to throw that one out there right away.
Oh yeah.
I know it's normal for everyone watching it or listening for the Ruds group, but yeah, we've been drinking,
Yeah.
and we just got done watching the Yuri's Night, which was fun. We had a whole lot of fun hanging out. Daryl, are you drinking wine?
Yeah.
You're
And?
drinking wine right out of the bottle?
Yeah. It's
That's the
like
way to do it.
I just looked over your face.
Straight up out
this
of
is
the
a
bottle.
classy show.
Hey, I'm drinking straight out of the bottle too, man.
Excuse-
I got a fine Pilsner right here. It even says it on the bottle.
Ooh, cheap red. Ooh.
Oh, white girl wasted time, right? So I'm gonna go through the list that I prepared of topics. Now, these are not actual topics that were talked about. These are kind of like topics that were talked about that like were
Kind of let us off. Let us off on the beaten path.
remember what happened
Let us
tonight
astray.
by these topics. So started out with talking about Gargarian. about Chris Hadfield. We saw with Chris Hadfield.
Yeah, we had
and,
Chris Hadfield. Yeah,
peeing on the tire where Yuri Gagarin peed.
it was the same tire. As far, we had determined that it was the same tire that
Test shot just had an amazing cat.
Kitty.
That's true.
Summer Santa Claus. There were some of these I looked at them like, I don't remember this, but okay. Tommy Lee Jones, the original Space Babushka.
Oh, we're going there.
Astronauts apparently don't talk to each other.
Ever.
The
Why
Artemis
would they?
Rat. The Space Samoas. I don't remember that.
Space Samoas?
I remember what
Girl
that is.
Scout
Maybe.
cookies.
We're talking about Girl Scout cookies made in space.
Space cookies.
Yeah.
Cookies. And Bill's Laws, it's Yuri's Night, and the feeling's right. And then
Excellent
after that,
topics.
I stopped
Wait.
reading.
And
Did
that's
we
the
forget
show.
about peeing on a tire?
Nope.
What?
He mentioned it.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
Chris
Chris
Hadfield
Hadfield peed on the exact same tire as Yuri Gagarin.
According to us, the exact same tire.
And
And you know
according
what?
to us.
I did write down some serious topics we can get into, like discussion of the year. Did anyone watch the Yuri's Night game night last night?
No.
No.
So it was. I'll be honest. I don't remember who the actual host was. It was someone from Yuri's Night, but it was Tim Dodd and Scott Manley, and they did. Scott Manley, of course, played some Kerbal.
Right.
Oh yeah.
As is
Just
tradition.
nonchalantly flew to the moon and back. And that's like flew into orbit and back with like a modern like a Vostok rocket.
Right. As low
And they
as
were doing the
possible.
whole interview talking with him and talking, and he's all of a sudden he goes back and forth like, yeah, I've been playing the same thing and holding intellectual conversation while I'm trying to get this rocket to re-enter for you. And
Yeah.
I'm just
That's I don't know how you can do that. I've played plenty of Kerbal and I can't do anything while I'm focused on that.
yeah, no, I don't know how he did it, but I mean he's been playing it since like the original release. So I guess when you're God and the Kerbal Space Daddy, you're the Kerbal Space Daddy. You
Right.
can do what you want. No, it was funny though. It was like they were doing like a Q&A like trivia game against each other, but every time that there was a question asked, Scott Manley would be like, technically you're right, but let me just describe why you're wrong.
Right.
It was like what was the
This is
max?
why you're wrong.
There were some detailed questions, like the max throttle of the RS-25s.
Uh-huh.
And Tim was like, 104%. And Scott Manley's like, technically you're right, but currently they're at 113.
See,
Dang.
that's something that I've never understood is how you can go past 100% on throttle. Can anybody
It was-
explain that to me? Matt Jordan, Mr. Muted over there.
He's still.
I think
He's
it's asleep.
explaining it to you, but you don't get to hear it.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Oh, they designed it to a specific level, right? And then when they actually build the thing and practically use it, they see, oh, it can sustain that level and go beyond. That's why you can
Okay,
go to
without
104
destroying.
or 113%.
So they don't
without-
adjust its like its capability. They just say we're going 113% of what
Yeah.
we thought it could
of
do.
what it's designed to do.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. That's
Learn new things every day, eh?
Done
hey.
and dusted.
Eh?
Next question.
Next question.
It was like Yuri's night.
So I did want to stop and talk about the peeing on the tire, just because there might be people out there in the universe, probably not on this planet, but in the universe, that don't know about that. That was something that was started. I'm pretty sure Yuri Gagarin was the first one to do that, and then every astronaut since then that has gone to space from the Cosmodrome out there in Russia has stopped at this certain spot along the way to pee on the tire. Now, an interesting note is during COVID-19, they did not do that. The launch yesterday, man, losing days. Yesterday or day before morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they did not
I've been
do
peeing
it.
in my yard since 2001.
Really?
Just
That is
yeah.
a family tradition Right yonder.
I don't think it's required though. I think it's optional.
Well.
So I think there's been I think there's.
Has anybody not done
it? Female astronauts don't do it.
It's like the Stations of the Cross. It's something that's really nice to do, but not everybody gets to.
Right.
Yeah.
And apparently the women actually bring like a small bottle of urine,
Oh,
and they actually will pour it out because
these are one of the. It's
That's
one of
not
the weirdest.
authentic.
well,
It's pretty plain.
In a lambskin, similar to the times.
Becca, what would you do?
Bring a shiwi.
Yeah.
That is a rather new.
Wow.
Obviously.
Does
or
everyone
just
know what a shiwi is? Here, let's
man up and just do it.
let's see.
Oh, I was just saying,
man.
did you know there's another tradition?
There it
Steve,
is,
you
y'all.
ever been to the firing room area
There's
at
everyone
the Kennedy Space Center?
Have
you been inside there yet,
I've
or
never
no?
been inside. No, have you?
So they have a picture of, they have plaques of all the shuttle missions,
Mhm.
and then there's one for Columbia, of course, and then there's one for why am I brain farting? Columbia and Challenger, and everyone that works there touches those two things to just like pay homage, and there's like you can tell where everyone touches. There's all dirty.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We are dirty.
I went. There's a college where there's like an animal that everyone touches the foot. Or they walk past it. I think it's like into like a library or something like that, or into a park or a stadium. But like you can see, like it's like it's like a metal, like sculpture, but you can see on the foot it's like so worn
It's a
down.
nice,
Yeah.
nice and shiny.
Oh, it's nice and shiny, but it's like also like super worn down.
That's like in
Isn't the Blarney Stone?
in the Smoky Mountains where we're from. Becca and I, Brad was here for the show, but he's not here now, and we're all from Tennessee, and they have the caves that you can go through, Tuckaleechee Caverns, and you can see like they have like stalagmites where every person that's been through there has touched, and it's like there's a probably inch or more thick layer of oil from people's skin from touching it.
it's like the moon rock at Kennedy Space Center as well.
Exactly.
I don't want to.
You're not touching a moon rock. You're touching every person that's ever.
You can touch. Go ahead, do it. It's an experience, but you're really just touching years of people's oil.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for ruining a dream, guys.
I know. I hate that. It's like,
Really? Moon Rocket at Smithsonian, and he is 100% correct.
Well, maybe that's how you get immunity to like viruses and stuff.
Maybe
Everybody
we need to have
touches it.
everyone go touch the moon rock.
Oh my gosh!
I went to
People
Spain,
line up the door.
and I went to Spain a couple years ago, and there's this pilgrimage that people do, and it's like people from everywhere, all over the world. And at the end of it, you get to this cathedral in Santiago in Spain, and everybody takes turns walking through this little it's almost like a closet behind where what do you call the thing in a church where people stand and talk, like the pulpit, or like the stage? And there is a statue in there of Saint John or whoever it is that everybody's doing this pilgrimage after, and everybody takes turns touching or kissing that. So
Oh damn!
I didn't kiss it; I touched it. But people are kissing that, and they're kissing people from all over the world.
Hey,
I mean, that's how we get herd immunity. Everybody kissed the same thing.
Yeah. Unless you got them Batman lips, where you could just peel off the layer.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Batman
What does
lips?
Batman do?
Batman, y'all never watched Batman Forever when he kisses Poison Ivy and then
Oh,
afterwards
okay.
His lips are like a NASCAR windshield. Or they just peel that thing off.
It wasn't until like last week I actually figured out that's what they were doing. For the past like 3 months, I've been slowly becoming more of a Floridian since moving down here.
Yeah.
And, obviously NASCAR.
Obviously.
Yeah, like NASCAR.
Started
And I was
in
watching-
Daytona.
I was just watching like the compilation of like the fastest NASCAR like pit stops. I'm like, what are they doing to the windshield? Is that how fast they're wiping the windshield?
Wiping it.
And
Sometimes they peel a layer off because they have multiple layers of film on
Clean it
there.
up.
They just peel it off.
yeah, I mean, well, with the love bugs, I can see how that could be a problem.
Yeah, just like MotoGP, the
Yeah,
motorcycle
that's right.
racer, same thing. They just rip off the visors. Same
Yeah,
thing.
played in slow motion where I saw like the peeling of it. I'm like, oh, that's what they're doing. All right.
Did y'all hear about what they're talking about? I think they have decided they're going to do at the Daytona Speedway or whatever it's called. They're going to do a drive-through COVID testing.
Oh, they already did that.
On the track. The thing?
No, it's outside. It's outside.
Oh, come on.
I don't want to hear about it.
Sorry.
I would totally drive to the Daytona and get tested.
For real,
right?
Well,
stick that thing up my nose.
I was imagining like cars, like they're bumper to bumper and they're just like waiting in line, but then they get to the turns and they're like 33, 34 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Some cars might just roll over.
Like, can't we just test
my car would definitely do that.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? There was a cat, by the way, on the stream.
Dude,
and we started a movement.
It didn't work.
We as a group.
We had a proud team bonding experience happen.
Yes.
It was magical. It was
Kitty.
one of my favorite points of this day.
Do you think that like a lot of people didn't notice the cat until we started commenting about it? They're like, what cat?
Once we said something, chat blew up.
Yeah, they certainly didn't care about it till we started saying, "Show us the cat."
Yeah,
nobody cared.
Headshot Starfish. They did like a little interview bit on it, and they would just sit in front of this one gorgeous view out of the window.
Yeah.
Yes.
From what we could see in the reflection on their fireplace.
Yeah. With the cat. The cat was sleeping.
Oh, I thought we were looking through the fireplace.
No, that was a reflection on the fireplace.
It was a reflection. There was a cover over their fireplace, and we were seeing.
They had a cat just chilling together, sprawled out.
They're gonna try to find it on there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because the reason I know it was reflection is because you could see them in it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, that cat was just chilling there, and it was a adorable looking kitty.
Yeah.
From what we can only see its like tail for a while, and then it got up. We still never saw its face. I don't think.
Nope.
I saw his butt.
Oh,
and his
there
beard.
it is.
There he is. He was snoozing next to that fire.
Just chilling.
I wonder if it's a real fire or it's just fake. I can't tell.
Oh, that's a real fire.
Yeah.
So why has it got a glass cover over the fire thing? That's weird.
It's a gas fire.
Yeah, it's probably a gas fire. But we just show it the cat.
Yeah.
And they really look like they're struggling in quarantine right now. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like the people that you're already close to. I don't think you have to keep that distance. It's just like, me and my roommate, and and I work with Becca, and she's over here all the time. So, when we're hanging out watching a movie, we're all on the same couch, but we're not 6 feet apart because our couch is not 18 feet across. Well, I guess it'd only have to be 12 because one, and then
that'd be a hell of a couch.
Yeah,
that would be a hell of a couch.
I've built some like sectionals that are that big.
Yeah, we couldn't afford that.
That's an expensive couch.
Yes,
but yes, absolutely, it is a reflection. You're looking at a reflection.
Yeah. So a big thing about Yuri's night this year was really about like there was a segment with Everyday Astronaut, Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, where he's an evangelist for getting everyone excited about the next events in spaceflight, kind of what he does.
Right.
And one big thing
I say he was probably the most pumped person on that,
except for Pigtails.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Star Lady?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later, maybe.
Forget about Star Child.
But
yeah.
Tim was pretty pumped up, but he was probably because he was like really early in the.
He was very early. It was getting late, and it was getting we were tired already, but we're gonna party on still.
Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth.
Party straight out the bottle.
The
car.
DM2. A lot of people getting excited about Starship. A lot of people getting even Artemis with the first SLS launch. So we can go through. We want to talk about what we're excited for the next year in space about. We can do our talk about our own stuff, about what we're excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
DM2.
Of course, DM2.
That is
I'm
the most immediate thing right now.
Everyone was just like DM2, DM2,
Like,
DM2.
We're almost within a month.
American rockets on American soil.
Yeah.
Mars 2020. It's gonna be the only mission to Mars, I think, that's gonna make it this year.
Oh,
Probably
it
only
might
one.
be.
Yeah, it's got a 3-month window.
Yeah, it's
Two-
3 months.
I want to say it's shorter than that because I saw what the window was and it was shorter than what I expected.
It's like pretty much July and August.
Yeah, it's not a very big window at all.
Let's see.
I'm just looking forward to being able to make it back to the state of Florida for launches because I'm currently locked out.
Well, we should have done that since like 1870. So
Window. Let's see. It says
every time you bring that up there, I'm gonna keep up bringing that one up.
Damn, Seth.
Whoa, this
Yeah.
isn't even. It's not even a month.
No,
17th of July to the 5th of August.
For the launch, or is that the
That's the
initial
window.
That's the
That's
window,
the-
or
the
according
window to make
to Google, according to Wikipedia. Like that.
Okay.
That's
What-
like you
What
know
was
how
on
Google
your
will give you those quick answers.
Steve? Why do you have pictures? What were you searching with? Like
The
Shiwi?
Shiwi.
Shiwi or
Yeah, because we were
something.
talking about the Shiwi. So I had
when
it up.
was that? What?
That was
When did
early.
I miss that?
Where were you?
I must have been making a drink,
We were talking about the
Everything
Shiwi.
was-
or it was being.
Well, Becca
about
said
peeing on
that Shiwi should be a sponsor of NASA and Roscosmos,
Uh,
and that they should give that to the females.
so that the girls can also pee on the tire.
the same
instead of
tire,
like dropping their pee on the tire.
right?
I must have had a seizure then. I don't remember
We were talking about peeing on the tire. You don't remember that?
that. I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Okay, you might have been actually away.
yeah,
But anyway.
we definitely brought the So, yeah. So,
the window that they're quoting here is the Mars 2020. The window that's set up by NASA. That's not necessarily the entirety of the Mars availability.
Like
this year.
possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be that if it extended too far, they'd have to throw another booster on the Atlas or something. But they're not.
Something
They're
about
not.
like that. They don't want to.
They're not going to do that.
yeah.
So
What
it
is
looks
it
like
now?
they've got about 2 weeks. No, about 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, 17th of July to the 5th of August.
The DM2 obviously is the everyone's down for DM2. Everyone's
That's
excited.
that's
I mean,
the pressing event
That is
that everyone is prepared for.
now I'm wondering, DM2. What do you, okay? So SpaceX's plan with the Dragon 2 capsule is to use them once for crew and then reuse them for cargo. Do you think I think DM2 is not going to be used for cargo. I think that's going straight to a museum somewhere.
It's
Yeah, that's
got to
going
be,
to-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta be. There's no way they're going to let that thing even have a chance. I mean, it would be cool to see that thing refly,
hmm
but NASA will be like, no, lock that thing down, throw it in the Smithsonian.
Yeah, for sure. It's the first time that humans have flown from the U.S. since 2011. I don't
Shuttle.
remember
It'll
the-
be in
it was
Udvar
a
Hazy by
June
next
or-
year.
Say what?
It'll be in the Udvar Hazy Center by next year.
Udvar
Sweet.
Hazy.
Who'd better?
Explain that.
Sweet. I love
Well,
going there.
that is the Smithsonian Institution's like off-site location where they put stuff that won't fit in the actual museum there on the mall.
That could probably fit in the actual museum.
Well, it
It's-
absolutely could, but they also have like stuff that's a little more out there over at Udvar Hazy. Like that's where there's a space shuttle there.
That's where Discovery's at.
Yeah, that's where Discovery's at. They have.
Is it open to the public?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It's just like all the rest of the Smithsonian, but it's out in Chantilly. It's not on the mall.
Right.
You have to
okay.
drive like 40 minutes out of town.
I wish that's where my parents took me when I went there, because I went there when I was like much younger, and I'm like, I don't want to learn.
It's not that
Show me
old
some
of a
cool
place.
Like we went to DC for a week, and I'm like, I'm tired of learning. There's so much information.
And the great part about Udvar Hazy is they have some crazy stuff there, like the Enola Gay, the bomb that, the plane that dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. Like that's there.
That's there.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. I
and
wanna go
on
see that.
Wednesdays they do a thing with their like lead researcher on the Enola Gay, and she gives a talk in front of the plane.
Oh wow,
and it's
that's
free.
cool.
It's just part of your tour. But they also have like the original, the basket underneath the Goodyear blimp. They have the original one of those. Like they have all kinds of crazy planes. Like
they have a Concorde. They have an SR-71. They have. You remember that guy Felix Baumgartner like 10 years ago who did
Red
that
Bull.
like skydive? Yeah, the Red Bull skydive like from out of the
Watch
atmosphere
the
or whatever it was.
documentary where he almost chickened out.
Yeah, that the capsule he jumped out of is there.
Wow.
yep. They have all kinds of crazy stuff that like you'd never know is there.
Fighter planes. Yeah.
They call it America's Hangar.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of hidden things, while we were watching the live stream, Daryl was telling us about how he found the external tank to one of the space shuttles somewhere, but he's not going to tell us where.
We'll keep the location secret,
Yes,
but
we'll keep it
I will pull up a picture for scale, and I'm going to. Oh wait, I can't share my screen thanks to one of my idiot friends.
Share the link. I can show the link.
The link's already still in the chat.
Yeah.
No, that's the link to Google Maps.
Yeah, that's Google Maps. I wasn't going to pull that one up.
The link to my cover photo. You know what? Let me just save image. I'm gonna show y'all. You know what it's like, at how close you can get to it, and everything like that.
Tell us about like how did you know even to look there?
Some people let it slip on Twitter, and here I am letting it slip on here.
Oh, well. It exists, so we won't even say where to look. We haven't. Yeah. I don't think anybody said. Yeah. We really don't know what even state.
But there's plenty of people just when they go there, and we don't want to promote any damage to a historical item. Obviously.
Right. All right, so I am sharing my screen. That is it. When I went and found it last year, that is my Jeep parked in front of it for scale.
That's incredible, dude.
You can get out, go up to it, touch it, put your hand on it, walk all the way around it and everything like that. Like really get up close and personal with it. Now, the story behind it is a little confusing. I haven't really dove into it and done my homework yet. We don't know if this was supposed to fly or if this was a test fit article. So it's either from the very early days of the program or from the end of it. I need to do some research, but apparently there is a group of people working on getting this taken out of where it's at and being brought somewhere so it can be preserved, so it is not accessible to buy, but to anybody who might want to go mess with it, vandalize it, and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's in the works. Me personally, I gotta stop sharing my screen. That was a picture with an old friend of mine from my Bourbon Street days. We did a photo thing years ago. I personally have been pushing for it to come back to New Orleans, where it was made at the Michoud Assembly Facility.
Oh, right on.
Because there used to be first stage of a Saturn V right out front of there. You could just drive by it and see how monstrous it was. Well, they took that away from us and sent it to a place in Mississippi, the Infinity Science Center, which is right outside of Stennis, which is where the first SLS is at right now, just sitting there chilling. So there's been nothing at Michoud, but Michoud has always built the biggest, most recognizable pieces of American spaceflight. The first stage of the Saturn V, the external tank, the giant orange piece of the SLS, and they just don't get enough love. So they need something like this back. That's personally what I'm pushing for. The Pegasus barge can easily bring it back too, because that's what used to bring it out there in the first place.
Because it's near water. They could just throw it back on a barge and take it home.
When you were looking at it, did you walk around and inspect it? Could you tell that it was still like foam insulation on the outside? Was there any chunks missing? Or
the reason I think it might be a test fit article, for one thing, I've heard this from one or two other people, but when you touch it, it's not chunky and breaking off like foam is. Like it feels like a painted surface that's been out on the elements for years. Now, I don't know if that's what happens to the foam after that much time or what, because the weather and the sunlight obviously does have an effect on it. You can see it if you go look back at pictures of The first Artemis that rolled out, it was like a bright orange. I'm sure by now it's a dark brown. You can even see it on space shuttle external tanks. You know, how long they were sitting outside determines how dark they are. So I don't know if this is like very long-term weather effect or if it was just like a painted on type of thing for test purposes. So I didn't spend that much time looking at it. When I can get back into the state of Florida, I do want to pass by it again and study it more detail.
Sorry.
Did you really?
You did.
Oh,
What?
It's in Florida somewhere.
Well, we weren't talking about where it was at.
Yeah.
In the state.
We'll go that far. It's in Florida somewhere. No, I want to study it more, try and figure out the history. But like I said, there are some people trying to get this taken somewhere, and just get it preserved. If anything, just behind a fence or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there was a time with the glue that hold all the foam on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when the year it changed, but the formula was a lot stronger, but it was very toxic, and the EPA got on them, and then they changed it, and that's when they started having problems with chunks falling off and hitting the shuttle and damaging tiles.
Oh.
Because of that change of that formula.
And that's
I'll have to look into that in a giant shuttle encyclopedia that I have.
It's got to be in there. I remember
it's got to be somewhere. Yeah. I'll have to check into that.
Well, you guys noticed. You guys were the ones that pointed it out. It was somebody, one of y'all, that Scott Kelly. That wasn't actually Scott Kelly. It was actually his brother.
We were bamboozled.
It was Mark Kelly.
That was his brother the whole time?
It was his brother.
No.
Wow.
It's a fact. It was stated right here.
On your notepad?
Right here on Rudd's podcast and Pressing for Flight, right here. It was actually Mark Kelly.
Oh. Did they? They probably said the name on the bottom. We didn't pay attention.
Well
it was actually.
I'm joking. It's a joke. We'll do it.
I feel like someone has had to tell Mark, like, listen. All right, you're twins. You guys. You're both gorgeous people.
You're bros.
You guys want to look the same. Yeah. But he's a better astronaut. He's a better pilot. He's a cooler person. And you can't be looking the same. All right, you gotta grow the stash.
Wow.
Look, he was up there for almost a year, okay?
Yeah.
Almost. What'd you do? 3 months? 6 months? What'd you do? He didn't even come close.
Mark Kelly has had the stash though his entire astronaut career. Yeah. If you look back at
since birth.
Since birth, he came out with the stash. He was born with the stash. No, if you look at his astronaut because Mark and Scott Kelly graduated from the same astronaut class.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell that happened. Someone probably saw both their applications and you're like, bingo, let's do it.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. That's gotta be
it. Because are they really twins?
NASA actually started
for
twins who could pass through their program.
Yeah, and they were both pirates. They're both fighter pilots or military pilots.
Perfect. You just said they were pirates. Which
pirates? I did actually just let me say with a little bit of an R there for a second instead of an L.
Here you go. Here's your. Here's a good look at them.
All you have to do is shave that stash, and you'll not be able to figure it out.
Well, one's got a little bit around her face.
They do not look the same.
You're right.
Well, I bet if Mark was in space for a year, they might look the same.
Yeah, this was taken right after he got back home from being in space for a year.
No, but Scott does have a wider face.
Yeah,
but are they? Oh no, is Scott not military?
No, they're both military.
I'm looking at his thing. It doesn't have a rank. Because you see, Mark's has captain on the bottom of it. But it looks like that's the Navy astronaut.
Yeah, that's the Navy astronaut logo.
Yeah. But, yeah. So, yeah, we had plenty of astronauts on the show. So, yeah, Scott Kelly came on.
The product placement, too.
That was great. I mean, come on. If you're gonna be on a live stream with thousands of people, you're gonna put your book right next to your head. Yeah. I mean, I would buy it.
And Bill Nye with his can of Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah, the Planetary Society sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Stock price of Coke just went up like threefold.
Only if the market was open.
I think you could buy Bitcoin right now.
I don't understand it. I'm not investing in it.
I'm playing.
I've tried.
I own like 0.00001 Bitcoin.
So like 50 cents.
It was $1.
$1.
It's now worth
me.
it's now worth 70 cents.
Woo!
Yeah.
Good investment.
Yeah. I also bought $1 worth of Dogecoin as well. It's a joke.
Yeah. It's a real.
It's a real thing. Yeah, someone made it a joke, and I think he made a crap ton of money off it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth nothing. It's worth like a half a cent or something like that each.
So about the same as an Iraqi dinar.
Pretty much. And just to spite someone, because they said I wouldn't do it, I'm like, $1 with a Dogecoin, that's 375 Dogecoin. It's pretty stable. I mean, if you want a good savings, I mean, it's only been going up, but it's only been, I mean, when it goes up, it means it's going up like millionth of a cent. Like, you're not going to make any money, but it's pretty stable.
Long term, man. Think long term.
It's very, it's like maybe your great grandchild, maybe investment.
And you don't even know if they deserve it at this point.
At this point, we don't even know if they're gonna. I mean, are they even gonna be here? Yeah. Are they gonna be on Mars?
You may not even like them.
What are the crappiest great grandchild?
I mean, you know,
Doge money.
You know, we've all had grandparents, and I had a grandparent that did not like my sister. So I know that it's possible for grandparents to not like their grandchildren. See?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So why would you? Yeah.
I had grandparents.
Oh wow, me too.
My grandma doesn't like me, and I don't like her.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh, we heard that.
Family drama.
That sounds crazy.
One of the questions that Scott Kelly asked Bob Weir was if he could bring anyone into his quarantine from history, like now or in the past, who would it be? It's obviously not Becca's grandmother. But who would it be?
From history.
Oh,
yeah, anybody,
man.
just blurt out with the first thing you think of.
David Bowie.
David Bowie, there you go. I was just about to reach out and and bring up iTunes and bring up a song, but I've learned my lesson. Don't play songs on stream.
If it's less than 20 seconds, you're all right.
You get shut down. Yeah, maybe less than 20 seconds, but I don't want to risk it.
Don't trust it.
I don't know. Would David Bowie be fun in quarantine? He'd really want somebody that's fun and interesting.
He might be. He's been around. He's a party guy, right?
Well,
Rock star.
I think first person that comes to mind is probably like obvious, but I've watched enough interviews that I think Neil Armstrong would be a very interesting person to have.
That's what I was thinking.
Because not because he's the first man on the moon, although that's a definite bonus, but he is such an interesting person to listen to. You know, he's such a logical, and you know, he's thinking everything through, and you know, he doesn't just speak, which I mean, you can tell from history since he landed on the moon to now, how many interviews are there? There's not very many. He didn't get out there and make anything of his fame, but when he did speak, it was brilliant.
I would like to have Morgan Freeman in my quarantine, because he can
hear him.
Hear him talk about the universe, and then I'll just go to sleep.
Right now, I think it's Eugene Cernan for me, because I've been reading his book, and like it is so because there's so much stuff I've learned from this book that like it's totally you're not going to find in a documentary.
Right.
Like you're not going to hear about Astro bunnies in the documentaries. Like you know him.
I want to know about Astro bunnies.
I mean, can you elaborate on that at all?
So you know what badge bunnies are?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay, obviously Becca would know what badge bunny is, but
It's like,
How would
someone who
in there?
chases people with a badge. So like people who like girls
okay.
who like are guys or girls or guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they want to have, physical relationships with people with badges. And in the 60s, or in the 50s, even 60s, that's where the astronauts, So he was talking about and wives were not allowed at the Cape. Deke Slayton put a hard no. Wives stay at home because it's normal.
Guys, in chat, by the way, you guys throw in your 2 cents too.
Nobody can hear us.
What?
Oh.
We've been talking this whole time, and nobody can hear a dang thing we've been saying.
Oh.
Since
Well, here on the
Oh,
Ruts
no?
podcast, you could be able to hear us.
I don't think so.
Yeah, my brother just came in and said that you can't hear anything.
I mean, Harry Stranger just replied to us.
Is he talking about in the Facebook side?
Is it? Are you on Facebook? Yeah. Oh, I think it's maybe just the Facebook side. Hang on.
I'm working on it.
I'm only in our stream.
Oh, it might be from where you switched things up while we were watching the stream.
Yeah, I think it's just on Facebook. Okay.
No, we're good. Yeah, Harry says I can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you, Harry.
Preach.
Yeah.
No. But no, yeah, so in the 60s, Astro Bunnies. So they would go and
Cocoa Beach. 1969. Yeah.
I've heard several stories about the Astro Bunnies and seeing how many astronauts they could bag and things like that. Moonshot, the documentary from 1992, that one went into it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a good chapter of just in Eugene's book, just of talking about literally just being like all the astronauts that cheated on their wives.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And well, like, oh, man.
It's
wasn't that mostly Wally Schirra? Wasn't he the skirt chaser of the group? Like the real skirt chaser?
I think they all kind of did.
Yeah.
I think in his book, he said the only two that he would feel comfortable saying that never did it was himself and Neil Armstrong.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil was in a weird place almost that entire time. I mean, he had lost his daughter, during that time, and his family, he was distant from his family, but for good reason. And, at the same time, his wife probably would have loved to have him be a little more present.
He was as distant from his family as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was at the moon. I get it.
Figuratively or literally.
Actually, I think another person would be interesting to have on would be why this night is named after the 59th anniversary of his launch, Yuri Gagarin. Because it was how many years after his launch he died in a plane crash?
Only like 3 or 4, something like that.
It wasn't that long.
Training for another mission.
A lot of the early Soviet cosmonauts, we got to know them when they got older personally, of like who they are, and how that flight changed them. But with Yuri Gagarin, we never got to know that.
Yeah,
because he died so much younger.
Yeah.
In fact, there was even a picture going back to Yuri's night's stream from earlier tonight. We saw a picture of Valentina tonight.
That is where the in my list, the Tommy Lee Jones, the space babushka, because someone thought that it looked like Tommy Lee Jones. And then someone called her the space babushka, and that just
not Tommy Lee Jones the actor, Tommy Lee the rocker. Yeah, Jones.
Tommy Lee.
Oh, that was Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. Well, I guess they can go either way, really.
Basically the same person. Let's be
honest. It's done the same thing. One made some great movies about chasing a fugitive.
Yeah.
The other one made some great movies. I'll just
this was I'm gonna blank on her name. I want to make sure I get it right. Oh no, I'm not gonna get this right. South Korean astronaut Soyeon Yi.
Yes.
Very good. Good job, Seth.
Let's go.
Yeah.
She was talking about her relationship with Valentina Kalashnikov.
Yeah,
that. I was like,
Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
The space babushka. And there's this great picture of her that they showed. Steven, I don't know if you want to bring it up. If you can get it. But of her when she returned from space, they're helping her out, and there's this crowd behind her, and everyone's smiling except her.
Right.
The coldest face on her. And she was just talking about how much like her relationship with her was like phenomenal. She was like her grandma, which is where space babushka comes from. And I think that's what everyone's talked about, how nice she was, like how a great relationship that everyone's had with her.
There it is.
Bam.
Let me switch over. There's the picture.
Everyone's happy. She just got back from space, and just like, yeah, I've been there. I understand.
It's like, I've done this. I'm gonna hold your arm while you go there.
I'm proud of you, but I'm not gonna let anyone see it.
Not gonna let anybody see it.
Yeah, no one can see my proudness for you, but I am very proud and happy for you.
I feel like she's just trying to keep her like on schedule. Like, we got places to be. There's all these people that want your attention. They want your picture, and it's like, you got to come with me. We got a rocket to ride on.
I mean, even the general behind her, you think, any military man wouldn't be smiling. He's smiling.
Yeah.
She, no smile.
No.
And the big
smiling too. He's wearing gas cans.
Serious business.
Those are good sunglasses, man.
We're going to space.
I swear, Valentina in that picture looks like the Russian female version of the Terminator.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mess with her.
What if
I would never would have messed with her. Because she seemed like she could.
She knows.
Former Russian military. And
yeah. I mean, to be the first woman in space, you got to be tough.
Like, not only that, a woman in the Russian military in the 50s and 60s, yeah, she is probably tough as nails. You don't want to mess with her. Don't make her mad.
Yeah. You disappear real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You just disappear. No one knows where you went. You just disappeared.
Like, where did he go?
One of the cool things that I got out of this was when Scott Kelly was talking to Bob Weir and talking about they were talking about everybody being isolated and being in quarantine and stuff, and how that might affect people. And I like that Bob Weir was talking about people kind of looking into themselves and coming to grips with themselves. Because when this kind of started, I was thinking, well, what could be the positive outcome from this? I mean, this is obviously a pretty rough a rough time in history right now that we're living through, and he was saying that people are forced to be home, and especially a lot of people that don't get a lot of time off, especially this much time off, where they're not taking vacation, they're being asked to stay home, and maybe there'd be a lot of people that think about things that they don't typically think about, like their place in the world, their place in their community, their place in the cosmos. I thought that was a really good way of looking at it, because I think that's an important thing that might come out of this, is that people have gotten a chance to step away from their daily life.
Really get to step away from like reality as a whole, because now you're just secluded.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just you. I mean, especially, if you live alone, it's just you and your thoughts for, a week almost, if you don't talk to anyone.
Yeah, you run out of YouTube videos at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll never run out of YouTube videos. There's always, you just got to hit autoplay.
Run out of videos that you're interested in. Eventually, people start losing interest, and I hope they start looking inward and maybe rethinking some of the assumptions that they have about the world and the universe.
And Bill Nye talked about that a lot. Can we get a Bill Nye soundtrack?
Bill. Bill.
Oh, where is he?
I'm trying to get to play. There it goes. Can you hear it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Science rules.
That guy is my that soundtrack right there is my childhood.
Inertia is a property of matter.
That was the soundtrack to Saturday Morning.
Wait, inertia is a property of matter?
What?
T minus
I had no idea.
That was pretty much the chat. After everyone was waiting for Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Like everyone was waiting for him. He came. He talked a lot about that a lot because a lot of his he's a CEO of the Planetary Society and he's also a really big activist for global warming and improving the environment. And he was talking a lot about like hopefully we take this time and not just figure out what like it was said before, like talking about where we are in like the cosmos and in our community and all that stuff, but also looking at the data for how we've stopped driving. Mass groups of people have stopped driving. Factories have shut down, and the pollution levels have gone have been going down.
Tanked. Yeah, it's
for the past month.
It's really interesting. It's kind of given us a glimpse of what we could do if over time we kind of change our source of energy.
And I'm trying to look at the name who the actor or the person who he was with. Trying to look through, see if I can find that picture. Yeah,
from The Expanse.
Yes,
right.
And he was talking. He was showing that in LA for like the first time. I think he said, ever since I think he's lived there, that the air quality was good. It had a
good.
green.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was 32, whatever 32 means.
I don't know what 32 means.
Right,
It's almost it's not obviously it's not great
on a scale of bad to good. We're looking at about 32.
32.
Well, I mean, this is not some kind of like shocking event that this will happen. If there's less cars on the road, there's less pollution.
No, it's not shocking.
Factories are closed.
It's not shocking at all. I think a lot of logical thinking people would figure this out, but I think a lot of people who don't are not into it as much. I think he's like noticing what we're doing to the environment, how drastically this changed, and maybe we come out of this thinking with ideas. I mean, that was his goal, and it's a lot of great words and all that stuff. We'll see how it actually plays out,
everyone's going to be like, wow, this is really neat. I need to go back to work, and
I got to make a living.
Everyone is going to think the same thing, but
hopefully it changes people's mindsets into how
they're changes politicians' mindsets, because those are the only ones that are going to do anything.
Well, but it's got to change the people first.
And hope
majority of people are going to go back in their same routine.
Right, but they'll have that mentality, and they'll remember.
Maybe I'll vote this time
how
for
clean
someone.
It was when there was. So maybe I might lean a little more towards a politician, a representative that is gunning for the, not gunning, but going for
concerned with
supports more green energy initiatives. Than someone who is, who doesn't.
It's just give everybody Teslas.
Yeah, like if you're on the fence about two different politicians and you're going to vote, but then one supports green energy and one does not, then go for the one that does. I mean, you don't want to base your entire, or it'd be nice if you could, but you can't really base your entire vote on one issue. But if you're kind of on the fence, you got two people that you like both of them, but you're not sure, lean towards the one that is for the renewable energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and I hope like a lot of people come out of that, because like you look at it like maybe, I mean, obviously a lot of people are saying this is the new normal. I mean, this is not the new normal. We're going to go back to way of life how it was before.
Yeah.
But we might
we
see
won't
a lot
forget
of changes.
this. It's just like 9/11.
We're not going to forget this. We're going to see a lot of changes.
This is comparable to 9/11, except it's lasting way longer, and it wasn't an attack by anybody on anybody.
Well, for like 9/11, like ask someone that's 15 about 9/11, they're gonna be like, "What?"
Exactly.
Yeah,
But ask the
Yeah,
adults
they-
about it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
Mhm.
it's all a generational thing. Like,
It's
this next
generational.
generation can remember this COVID thing.
It's going to be. I mean, I think the mayor of
That's
New
cool.
York City has already said this is worse than 9/11.
Oh, yeah, as far as a
Well,
death
you
toll,
can't
yeah.
Death toll
compare
and just
the two.
No, you
You
can't compare
can't
that to a
really-
terrorist attack that purposely
you really
killed
can't
people.
compare to it. But I think the change that comes from it is going to be similar to
It's
9/11.
it's going to be
I mean, before,
as drastic.
think about flying on planes before 9/11. I mean, it was a breeze.
Yeah.
Pretty much you go through. Now you're showing up an hour and a half before a flight because you don't know how bad security is going to be.
Right. Yeah,
But
it's
like
you got to make this stuff happen soon because, like y'all said about generational gaps, all the kids that are about to come around because of this boom, because
Mhm.
people are born, aren't going to know
they're
about
not even
it.
going to remember.
The quarantines.
Yeah, the
It'll just be a chapter
I
in
like
some
that.
history
The
book. and they'll be like,
quarantines.
Yeah, once they all become teenagers, they'll be called the quarantines. All the
The
babies
quarantines.
born. All the babies born in the next 8 to 9 months.
yeah,
the COVID-19s.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it's like what happens after hurricanes, but on a national scale.
right.
Oh man. We got to buy another baby boom. Why not? Call them boomers part 2.
I mean,
All
that's
they're going to
exactly
remember
what we
is there
need
was
right
no
now.
toilet paper.
Which I mean, come on, I've been going just fine with toilet paper.
Yeah, I bought
Rub
toilet
it in,
paper
why
like a
don't ya?
month before, and
That's why I buy in bulk. And I also live by myself, so it's pretty easy to not use a lot of toilet paper. I
yeah.
also used to work and go to the bathroom in my office every day and not use my bath. I went several months not even using my bathroom because I would go to my office to work and then use that bathroom.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I did. So I bought toilet paper, I think like a year ago, and I've barely gone through any of it.
Well, you know what the meme says: "Boss makes $1, I make a dime." That's why I poop on company time.
Oh, yeah.
Learned that working at AT&T. Ha.
This segment is brought to you by AT&T.
No,
No. Never. There was a spot. I wish they would have answered my question because I actually asked the question in chat if there's going to be a Light Cell 3. Because Bill and I talked a lot about Light Cell 2, and I guess I thought it died. I didn't know it was still operational. I thought that went offline.
I'm with you. I didn't know what was going on with it. I knew that so far it had been successful, but I figured it had been deorbited by now.
Yeah, me too. I thought that was like it was able to raise its orbit, but never enough to stay in orbit. And because of how
and it's
large
a
it
sail
was
and-
going to deorbit
Yeah.
Really?
very quickly.
I thought it was supposed to get on an escape trajectory somehow at some point. It was not going to be in a
No,
hurry.
I don't think it's large enough to be able to. I don't think it's actually large enough to escape Earth's atmosphere. Because I think the drag
Gravity.
is going to always negate the whatever it gains. But that launched obviously on STP-2, which I think we were all there for. Correct.
Yes.
Let's go back and reminisce about that launch.
Middle of the freaking night. Actually, speaking of Falcon Heavy launches, today was the 1-year anniversary of the set launch.
So yeah, today is the 59th anniversary of Yuri. Sorry, tomorrow is the 59th anniversary of Yuri Gagarin's launch.
Mhm.
Yuri's night usually happens around that time. Today is the 50th anniversary of Apollo 13, as well. Is it today or tomorrow's the? How many anniversaries of STP-1? I didn't do that math.
1? I had no idea.
Yeah, STP-1 launched tomorrow. Anniversary is tomorrow. That launched also on April 12th. And then there's another one, isn't there? Oh yeah, and then this is the 1-year anniversary of Aerosat. Yeah. So one fun fact I brought up is that so it's the 59th anniversary of Yuri Gagarin, the 50th anniversary of Apollo 13. It took humanity 9 years to go from panic mode about the Russians launching the first human to not giving a single anything about us going to the moon for the third time.
Yeah.
Until it went wrong.
Until it went wrong. Yeah, and this
happens in about 6 hours.
Yeah, and I just got through this section in Eugene Stern's book because he was the backup, not the backup, sorry. The backup for 14, but he was in the control room for 13, helping out with on Capcom, I believe, or something like that. And it was like he said it was funny. It was like no one wanted to care. No one cared at all when we did live press conferences or the launch at all. There wasn't even a live coverage of it.
Right.
But as soon as things went bad, we had the press scratching at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry's right. STS one.
STS. Sorry, did I say STP2?
Yeah, you said STP one. That's why.
Sorry. Right. STS one. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Thanks, Harry. We've been drinking.
Hey, yeah. You don't want to look. You don't want to look at the damage I've done to my vodka.
Don't look at it.
I don't even want to look. Every
Look
time
away.
I finish a drink, I don't want to look.
Can we do the red carpet? Who wore it best segment of the show right now?
Sure.
We need to talk about what everybody wore for this.
Oh.
Because a couple of us dressed up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Um.
have Seth's outfit and his name tag. It's not just any name tag, y'all.
It's a special
Yeah.
name tag.
Come on,
So
Chad,
this was
figure
my
it out.
idea. I thought it was like I'm just gonna do something extremely meta because the whole plan was, actually going to Yuri's night. I'm like, I just want to dress up as something. Everyone's gonna know I'm dressed up as something because I'm all wearing the same color. I'm literally wearing. I got pants and the shoes and the socks.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone clearly asked
All
underwear.
over.
No, not underwear.
No. Who wears underwear?
Yeah.
Get out of here with your underwear.
Especially when you go party. Like, come on, you can't be restricted like that.
No.
And I'm like, I just want to wear something, and everyone's like, either you get it or you don't get it. And I'm not gonna say it unless someone on here gets it and they say it, and I'll be okay with it. But
I mean,
I'm disqualified. I
I got
Daryl's
your name
disqualified,
tag.
Daryl knows what it is.
I got your
And
name
so
tag.
you gotta
up on
show
the
put the. Oh, here's the name tag. There we
yeah,
go.
There it is.
I did
Except
some
my
research.
horrible handwriting.
Dr. Seth.
One day.
Look,
I did some
you've got
research and
you've
all I
got
came
the
up with
the
is-
lightning bolt hydrogen molecule in your
It's an N. I meant an N, not a.
in
my,
your.
I should have just rewritten it. That's what I should have done. I should have rewritten it and made it
The
really
Harry
nice.
Potter.
Yeah, it's the. Oh, there you go.
That's why it looked familiar. Now I know what it is.
Voldemort.
What is it, Kegel?
What is what?
It's
Oh,
the
you're
Harry
talking
Potter
about
compound.
The Harry Potter? Oh, I gotcha.
I don't know.
Harry Potter.
It's what Voldemort did to his head
hydrogen.
for some odd reason.
Well,
Becca,
he's wearing Gryffindor colors, so maybe we're onto something here.
No, you're not anywhere close.
Becca, what'd you figure out? Because
Well,
I know
listen-
you.
Yeah, I'm much interested to see what Becca
Oh,
figured out.
I have some science words written down here.
Oh, I
Woo,
can't wait for this. It's gonna be good.
There's no okay. I asked early on if there was any chance possible that I could come up with a guess for this, and I was quickly shut down.
It was a very easy no.
But I do have some sciencey words. I don't know what to do with them. I've got dinitrogen tetroxide. Is that how you pronounce those words?
That's
correct.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Nihonium. I've
What?
got cyclic alkyl. I can't pronounce any of these words,
Nope.
but are they the right words?
I don't think.
It's hydrazine.
Hydrazine.
Oh, that was the next word I was gonna say. That was the next one I
That
had.
was the next
figure
one.
it out.
That was my next science word that I had. No, I didn't have that.
That's why there's a plus in between there because when you combine them and you light it, it's usually
ignite.
a dark red smoke.
Or they well, you don't even have to light it.
Or you look like a retired
combine
golfer.
them, they ignite, right?
Well,
Yeah, you find them, they ignite, and then there's usually a dark reddish smoke that appears.
Well, to be clear, all
Like
the
fish.
words I had written down, I did not think any of those were what you were. I knew that they had to be combined in some way because it's clearly a formula of some kind.
Of some kind.
It wasn't. Yeah, it
It's
wasn't
just
bad.
those are the words that I came up with when
You're-
researching the list.
Becca, you surprised me. I'm impressed.
Thanks. You can thank Google.
Google is a powerful thing.
Yeah. So yes, I'm dressed up as the aftermath of the Drake. I just looked. It's the feel that plenty of other arcs use, but the Super Draco and the Draco thrusters use.
To be technical, it's not just any hydrazine. It's monomethylhydrazine.
Yeah, that's right. It's monomethylhydrazine. Now, normal hydrazine is monomethylhydrazine.
Get it right.
Get it right or pay the price.
And the original plan was also to walk around with a fish because the story is of I believe this is like the thing is that it could smell like fish, but if you smell fish, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like no one survived long enough to tell you if this actually smells like fish or not.
Got the rim shot from Kegel over here. If you smell fish, you're dead. Put them.
It smells like what your annoying coworkers microwave at the office.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, the people you hate that cook fish in the microwave.
Or Brussels sprouts. That's the worst.
I dressed up. Look here.
We got an astronaut
I'm
over here.
gonna click on myself. Look, I'm an astronaut over here.
Hey!
He's in a black hole.
Did anyone else dress up?
I wore what I could.
What you got?
I got some Galaxy leggings. You can't see them. You can only see from here up.
No, you better move that camera down.
Come on.
No, I can't. I got a cat on my lap. I got.
Show the cat.
Thanks, cat.
Show the cat.
I can't.
Well, I forgot how much everybody wants to see cats.
You have to
We
see
need
the
to see the
cat.
cat. Listen,
Well,
do you not understand what we got trending in the chat?
Here's Bowie.
Oh, she's hugging your hand.
Yeah, she's actually very angry. It was an angry hug.
She's like, don't do this to me right now.
Danger.
Smack me in the face with her tail while I'm recording live on this thing. Oh, but I'm wearing my Galaxy leggings and I've got my Don't Panic Starman shirt on.
Don't panic.
And
Everything's under control.
Bowie's pulling my headphones out, and I've got a star and I've got a planet. I did the best I could.
How'd you get that planet on you?
I put it
What's
on.
the solar? How much mass is that? What's the gravitational force of that planet?
So I don't know. Let me check my science words. Let me know.
Let me ask Google.
Yeah. Anyone else? I mean, I see a Steven over there with the helmet.
Yeah, that's right.
I got Poe's helmet from Star Wars.
Poe's helmet? Never.
Yeah.
I had an idea for a
Poser.
costume, but
Poser.
that wasn't happening. I was like, nah, not even gonna bother working on the costume. I was so for anybody who's seen our show, Rapid Unscheduled Discussions, I've talked about it before where I had the idea of dressing up as the ghost of Booster 1046, which was from the in-flight abort test. And I keep swearing up and down that it's a real thing. Because if you look at what's happened since then, they've lost 2 boosters. And the ghost of 1046 just called him home. You know, they've lost other boosters before, but this time, this one was murdered intentionally. And now they're haunted.
Yeah, they've been having trouble.
They've been having to with the boosters, and it's been calling its buddies home. So
Oh, man.
the ghost of
Did it
1046.
also call the bigger brothers home in SN2 and SN3?
Yeah, basically. we go with that too.
Yeah, the future
It's going
brothers.
all over SpaceX.
Yeah. But yeah, instead I just threw on a nice NASA polo shirt because people have actually mistaken me for being a NASA employee before. So I said,
people,
I'm with it. Why not?
At lunches, I always get asked who I shoot for, and I'm just like,
yeah,
me? Myself.
Yeah.
I mean, when you show up to a spot with like a decent sized lens and a decent setup, people just start down.
Yeah, every time.
Hey guys, this guy knows what he's doing. Everyone come over here.
He's got a camera.
He's got a big lens.
It's on a tripod.
Follow the guy with the biggest lens.
Get real close to him. Ask him questions.
I've seen some crazy amateur setups. Like this guy set up. He used a spotting scope from like World War II.
What?
Yeah, and he adapted it to work with his phone.
Nice.
That's
and
pretty
I
cool.
saw him up. Oh, what is that?
Costume change.
Luke, I am your father.
We'll workshop it.
Captain Kirk, right?
Get in there.
Oh,
yeah, Harry's right. Sorry, I'm on a bit of a delay at the moment. Harry's right about a Grim Reaper who likes Falcon Heavy Center Course.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's
oh
true.
yeah.
Loves them.
I think the best costume that I saw from last year's Yuri Night still has to be the Falcon. The three SpaceX employees who dressed up as the Falcon Heavy.
Yeah.
The best. Absolutely best.
Yeah, and they acted out the landing, right?
Yeah, but yeah, like there was flight director at the time. I'm not sure if he's still the flight director, but then two other guys, and they're just like they would walk around, and all of a sudden they would pose the three of them together because the center guy had the second stage and the fairing,
right?
And then the fairing had like the big the four leaf clover on it as well. Like all of a sudden you see two of them, you see them running, and you see the two side boosters run back, and you see the center stage just keep running. Oh my gosh.
So are we going to talk about costumes we saw on the stream?
We only there's only one person dressed up.
That's
Star.
Star. Is that her
do we
name?
have who that was? Yeah, I don't know what her name was.
Her name was Athena.
Athena, that's right.
It was she's a like evangelist for a planetary evangelist. Is that what she is?
Yeah.
It just says planetary evangelist. It doesn't say who she works for.
I mean, she was excited.
Yeah,
and she was all glittered up. I'm not sure.
I think if you're a planetary evangelist, you probably work for the Planetary Society.
Yeah,
would be my guess, because that's what they call Emily Lakdawala, as a planetary evangelist.
Oh, so maybe that's.
But it's just a guess. Just a guess.
There's a lot of Planetary Society people on this stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Bill Nye.
They were like a sponsor.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Robert Picardo. Robert, is it Picardo? Yeah, Picardo.
Yeah, the doctor or
the
Joe.
Doc.
If you want to go by the last episode, it's Joe.
Doc.
Yeah.
I always call him Doc. Yeah, but I always forget that he's on the board of directors of Planetary Society.
Yeah,
he's big in the space exploration, like big into it.
Oh, there was a moment where let's see, what was her name? It was Sovian Yi. And she was going over when she returned to the Earth, and we were discussing how it seemed like they were having a rough go.
Oh,
that's great. I'm pulling up. I do have a screenshot. I'm going to pull it up here and just.
That was a great picture of them.
Here we go.
It's not. It doesn't look like because I don't remember the story of that launch or that recovery. But that's not a normal recovery picture. You see?
Yeah, this was like
not at all.
Some people that lived nearby. It was there. Some nomads were out there, and they actually had a satellite phone and helped them out because they landed way off course.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
They all look super happy.
Yeah.
They all just seem like very let's talk about what just happened.
It's sort of like a best case scenario for landing way off course, because like they have survival gear in the capsule, and they actually have at least a gun in the capsule, just in case they land like so far off course that they have to worry about like bears or wolves or something, you know what I mean, to defend themselves.
So they get a gun, but like ships from pirates don't have fucking guns. Sorry, have guns.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh for a second. Okay, now continue.
No, I'm just saying, like the astronauts, they get a gun, but like a ship that's getting hijacked, they don't have guns. They just shoot water at them.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I thought.
Well, supposed to get hijacked like from pirates.
You mean like
from pirates?
Like there's cargo
ships when they get hijacked.
Well, there's no chance.
Their ships typically don't carry like weapons on board. Yeah. They might have like a pistol.
There's no chance that a cargo vessel is going to end up in the middle of the forest of Kazakhstan.
hey.
Well, no, just saying. Like, don't leave anything out. No one's going to bother. They just get back in the capsule.
You never know, man.
This is Russia we're talking about.
Yeah.
Russia's bears eat you.
The actually happened like it was like maybe the second or third Soyuz flight. it landed very far off target, and they had to trek through the woods for quite a bit. And there was concern of like the area they were in. There's like ginormous bears that live there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their rifle I believe it's a double barrel shotgun that can also shoot flares up the top, I believe. And then there's a rifle barrel below that, a single rifle barrel, and then the stock is a machete.
Mm-hmm.
Say what?
What are they?
So it's got like
That sounds
4
like a
barrels
redneck
on
party.
it.
No, that's 3 barrels. 3 barrels.
Oh,
So it's
man.
2 barrels on top and then 1 barrel below.
Kegel's got a cat in the background. I hope you guys know that.
Hey, that's Jackie. He's cool.
And the looks on their faces in that picture, it looks like they're trying to decide on a bad Yelp review to leave. We landed in the wrong spot. 1 out of 5 stars. Would not fly again.
The tap water's horrible.
The guy drinking the water, he's like, I'm gonna get them.
There wasn't even any in-flight service.
Karen's gonna come over there and complain.
These in-flight peanuts sucked.
The turbulence was awful. The turbulence was it made me sick.
The landing was way too hard. Let me speak to your manager.
Putin comes walking out, You wanted to speak to a manager? That was a horrible. I don't even know what that was. But.
You were trying to be the guy from Waiting.
I wanted to be Russian, and I'm like, I can't. And then I realized halfway through I can't do Russian.
I can't do Russian.
And then I just gave up, but I didn't change my voice, my mouth muscles to do a different.
I think the trick to Russian is you have to say motherland, and then
beforehand you got to do a shot.
Motherland, yeah.
Motherland, and then do your accent,
and then do the accent, yeah. I don't know. I see, and I lose it too.
I can just do Canadian. That's all I can really do.
Eh?
But I only know one line, and we're trying not to swear that much.
You're trying to avoid the native northerner accent coming out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Crikey, that's a bad one you got there, boy. Wow, fuck, buddy. There we go. I just gotta say it. What are you talking about?
Say what?
What are you talking about?
Hey.
Hey.
Don't talk ill about Russia.
Is this ever
I'm always watching. I'm watching.
And we have bags, not bogs. Or how the hell you guys pronounce it? Bags. Bags.
Yeah, I heard they were making a Canadian version of that movie Get Out. They're gonna call it Get Out.
Oh man!
Wow! Oh man, this has been a fun night.
Hey.
This has been a long night. I did not expect Yuri to go that long. I was expecting like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, I was thinking like 3 hours at most.
4 hours, like 4.5 hours.
And we didn't even see Story Musgrave. He was like one of the headlining people, and we didn't see him.
Maybe it just didn't work out to have him on.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we did talk about Pizza Hut trash bags.
Oh god!
After all my costume changes,
Don't forget, we did talk about Pizza Hut trash bags.
We did. You're welcome.
I don't know if there's anything else to say, but Pizza Hut delivers their pizza in a trash bag.
Apparently, and wherever. Who was it? Seth? Who got in a trash bag?
That was me.
Oh, Matt, you got it in a trash bag?
Yeah, I think it was because it was the Big Dipper pizza, so it's the one that's like 2 feet long, and they just don't have like a bag that is big enough for that to fit in.
Like ever,
So
they don't have a bag that's.
I
big
don't
enough to
understand
put it
why
in?
it's in a trash bag.
Oh.
Or just now.
You know what? Because they probably didn't want anyone so they don't they don't touch the actual box.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
I think it's because they don't have a hot bag that's big enough for it.
No, they had the hot bag that was big enough.
Oh.
Yeah, I've gotten those a lot. That was between that and Wawa in college. That's pretty much all I ate.
I said Pizza Hut put it in a trash bag because that's right where it belongs. So
Yeah, nothing is as good as Papa John's.
ooh.
I would never know because Pizza Hut doesn't deliver to my house, so
That's sad. I'm so sorry, man.
too far out in the
The
woods.
crust sticks.
Papa John's and Domino's, they're all down.
There you go.
Wait a second. You don't have a garbage man that comes to your house?
I got a garbage man.
Oh, got him.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, like the Pizza Hut delivery.
I know.
Oh man.
So I think one of the most impressive things I heard on the stream today.
All right.
The Artemis rap.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh yeah. Anyone getting audio of that?
Yeah. Somebody's already retweeted that on Twitter.
Oh really?
Yeah, I retweeted it already.
But has somebody put a beat to it yet?
No, nobody put a beat to it.
You
But
already
I'm
retweeted
waiting.
it. Okay.
they retweeted just that segment of him rapping. Now, somebody's gonna drop a line to it, and then it's gonna be him spitting bars.
Oh, that's gonna be.
Someone's
great.
already on
That was impressive.
SoundCloud making that happen right now.
There is someone working very hard.
And Seth, why am I just now receiving your message on Twitter? What the heck?
Twitter has not done well for me at all today.
Like,
Yeah,
what the
Twitter
heck?
screwed up.
Daryl, how many messages did you get?
All right, here we go.
Got 150 views so far.
Yeah, unmute it. Unmute yourself.
So, I wanted to close with this to remind people, Yuri's Night is a celebration where we have a lot of fun. And so what's NASA doing? Here's a quick recap I came up with. Well, first, let's talk about Commercial Crew. That's who, with SpaceX and Boeing, we're going to the space station as one nation because, man, I ain't talking about no Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
It's launching right here from the Florida sand, quicker than your mama's minivan. Under the sun, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're not going to be outdone. And that's no exaggeration. Now it's all about the Artemis generation. Yep, Apollo was a tough act to follow, but here's the plan. We're sending the first woman and the next man. Headed to the moon, and it'll be happening real soon. SLS and Orion on pad 39B lit up like a Christmas tree. A giant rocket louder than Toad the Wet Sprocket, ready to be set free, flying right out of KSC. And understand, this ain't no flash in the pan, so make way for the gateway, because this time we're going to stay. And we're not biting off more than we can chew, because we got new partners like Northrop and Blue. One day you could be an astronaut, so give that some thought. You'd be one of the select few in the human race up there floating in space. Plus, learning about lunar ice would be nice, but nothing like the adoration you're going to get when you tell your professors you perfected in situ utilization. Every day, overturning the big rocks, thinking out of the box. To get us moving closer to Mars, we need everyone to keep reaching for the stars. Let's go.
Well, Kelvin,
The only thing I could do is just stand up and just start applauding at that point, because that was just perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
That was amazing.
I never expected someone to rhyme with the word in situ utilization ever.
Oh, Elon just tweeted. Oh, he done tweeted it. He done tweeted.
Breaking news.
Turns out the gun is for
tweeted.
toilet paper.
What's he got?
What?
Says turns out the gun is for toilet paper.
All right. Elon's drunk.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
He's hanging out with Joe Rogan tonight.
He must have watched Yuri's Night too and been drinking.
Yeah.
What on earth? Dang.
Oh, man.
Midnight on
Is he having a fire on top of the Tesla building again?
Oh my gosh, I saw that tweet now. Interesting. What progress we expected, what we got.
Accurate.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Did you guys actually hear the line that Bill Nye said when he said it's Yuri's night and the feeling's right? Did you guys actually hear that?
What?
Yeah, he actually said that was his thing. He said at the end because we were talking about like
freestyling, bro.
Yeah,
Bill Nye getting frisky.
but yeah, Bill and I had a really long segment. I think that was my favorite segment.
Yeah, me too.
That was my favorite segment.
And
of that.
yeah, we haven't really talked enough, I think, about Yuri Gagarin and the fact that it's not that he, it could have been anybody, but he was the brave person that did it first. But had we not done that, like that was the start of the space age. And if you follow Elon, then you know how he talks about how we don't necessarily know how long this window is going to be open where we can get to space and we can potentially, spread humanity into other planets and just out into space. I mean, Bezos, he wants to do the what are they called? Help me out. The not the Dyson
Neil
spheres.
something.
Yeah, the O'Neill
pods. O'Neill spheres.
Shit. It's
O'Neill ships. O'Neill ships.
Yeah,
right?
it's. But the idea that we can actually live and work in space, this window of opportunity may not be open forever. It probably won't be open forever. I mean, the global economy has been crippled by a virus, and I think that's a pretty good picture of how easily we can have our society brought to its knees.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
it's gonna take a long time to recover.
It's a good thing that we started down this road, and I'm glad that Yuri was brave enough to go on that trip, and there's been a lot of people that have come behind that have gone on similar trips. I just hope that we get out there before it's too late to get out there. There is a real possibility that everything can go to shit before we really make it to the point where we have humanity out living in space and in the cosmos, and it's going to be a long time before we get out of the solar system, but if we could just get off this planet where there's enough of us, and it's kind of a dire warning, something bad happens to Earth, but we still have people in space, and that's great, but the people on Earth have a bad go. But I think
the human race can survive.
The most important thing, is that the human race continues on. And we can only do that because Russia sent one man into space, and it spurred the entire world to actually start doing the same thing.
He's a strapping looking young man in that photo.
Mm-hmm.
They picked the prettiest among them.
And let's be honest, if it was anyone else, the party name wouldn't have sounded any better. No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
Alan Night? Nah. Jerry's Night.
Greg's
Jerry's
night. Like what?
Yeah.
Anton's night.
Yeah.
Neil's night. Neil's night. No.
Yeah, Neil's Night would have been fine.
Okay.
We can go with
All
Neil's
right.
Night.
All right.
Well, then,
We're okay with Neil's night.
We'll celebrate that one in July.
A new party every year, the celebration of the first steps.
Yeah.
So that one actually wasn't that bad. That's not a horrible idea. It's being the same thing as Yuri's Night, though. The same idea.
Boris Night.
Dmitri Night.
I was trying to think of Russian names.
Yeah, me too.
Completely unrelated night. Boris and Natasha night. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Somebody gets that reference.
Yeah.
Pesky Squirrel. And that Moose.
Moose and Squirrel.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn, Russian accents are hard.
You think they're easy.
Yeah, that.
But it's a damn good thing that we got started on this road.
Yes, indeed.
We don't know how long we can do this before we screw it up. We humans are really good at screwing things up.
Yeah, we destroy everything we touch.
As a whole, but I think we have it in us to not do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have the capacity, but not the desire.
Well, the one plus now that if you're just rich and you're into it, you can start your own space program.
Yes.
20 years ago, there wasn't that.
The presence for flight launch provider will be coming to you too soon in about 5 years.
Say that again.
The presence for flight launch provider.
Yeah.
Will be coming to you
at you.
soon in about 5 years.
Yeah.
Coming at
And about 10
Teaming
years
up
after
with-
that, that's when Ruds will come in.
Yeah, teaming
with
up
our
with
very
Ruds.
poorly named launch service provider, Ruds.
Yeah, that's
Run, we'll get you there.
We hope.
Possibly.
Maybe.
we'll get
Maybe.
somewhere.
We are too drunk to operate the machine. That's why it's all automated.
You may get suborbital.
Or
Maybe.
suborbital. Or below ground.
Right.
Wow. You're gonna get off the ground. Well, some kind of way.
Well, we guarantee it.
How hard to come back to the ground?
With
That's-
a wink
Guarantee.
and a hat tip. Ding.
Wow.
I'm gonna be always wearing this hat in every promo.
Yeah.
It's always this hat.
It's your Tory hat.
It's you. This is you.
Tori has the sombrero.
The hard hat, cowboy hat.
The cowboy hard hat. I have a cowboy newsboy hat. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
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 That'd be really knocking.
microphone.
Extra. Read all about it.
We failed another launch. We failed
Whoa,
another
did I
launch.
just hear Newsboys reference up over here?
Yes.
Newsboy?
One God,
Newsboy.
one body, one faith alone. I said, hey, boy. There's only
I haven't
one
seen that movie
way.
in so long.
You must have listened to that in the Royal Rangers.
Yeah.
Royal Rangers.
I was more of a Shine kid myself.
Yeah.
I got my arrow of light.
Or
I'm a
DC
Boy Scout. I'm a
Talk.
Cub Scout.
DC Talk
DC
was my
Talk,
jam.
yeah.
I went to
Oh, man, I know about
concerts.
some
It was
DC Talk.
amazing.
So decent, some Carmen.
Maybe
Oh,
about 10 more
man.
years. The Red,
Carmen.
Good
the Red
job.
podcast. The Red podcast pick up the old Mark II that's sitting over here in Cocoa. We try to launch that.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
do that.
There we go.
Let's do it.
They're not doing anything
Hey,
with it.
I mean, come on. They're not going to mind.
mind.
Pull up there with a flatbed, roll it away.
Mm.
Hey, we
Yeah.
got this, y'all.
We'll eat that sucker up in the space for you.
Yeah, that's gonna be the Rudd's first lunch.
Yeah.
Because they most likely won't. We'll most likely not hold pressure.
We're not going to pressure test it.
Yeah, we're just gonna go.
No.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
full send.
Yeah, no,
Full
we're
It'll be
good.
fine.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're about ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, I
If
think.
not,
I
we're
think
going to be
we've
as long
gone
as the
enough
Yuri night
crazy.
party.
Yeah. Well, those of you in
We'll
chat,
try to get it for next year's Yuri's night.
yeah, next
Next
year's
year we
night.
can run a house and do it all in person and just have a live stream of like in the living room,
Yeah,
and we're gonna come in just plastered
yeah.
and just
Like you think this is bad?
What are we doing?
because the best part is that next year it's not gonna be live streamed, so the people watching it most likely have no idea what happened. So
No.
now we're gonna come in and give an essay of what happened.
I got
Yeah,
notes,
'cause we
man.
don't actually
I got
go
notes,
to it.
bro. I got notes right here. Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So
We're gonna
Air is
Yeah.
cleaner during COVID. That's my
We were-
note.
we were under the orbiter,
Do you understand what that means?
bro. Do you know?
Shuttle
And then I
Atlantis,
drank
the
12
real
Bud Lights
shuttle.
underneath the shuttle.
There was so much music, and then like people spoke and things.
Like, y'all,
And
Airbnb, y'all.
Somebody scream!
So who has actually been to a Yuri's night?
for the last year,
Not me.
All right, do they actually play music?
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah,
have,
yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah, it's a
alright.
nightclub. Like it's a
Yeah.
party.
yeah,
It's
they
a
got
serious
lights
party.
going.
I
That's
didn't
what
do that
I
in the
was
live
really looking
one.
So-
forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I realized that I definitely need to drink to dance. So
Yeah,
I did
oh,
not
for
dance
sure.
much because I was not
Yeah.
paying that much money to drink. And we need so next year I got a pregame hard.
Yeah,
Show
So-
up walking sideways.
right, right.
I'm gonna dance
So-
hard.
Cosmic Perspective was a sponsor this year. They were actually, I believe, a sponsor last year, but they actually had a whole little segment that was actually set up. Ryan and Mary Liz, to where you had to wear the headphones to listen to their
Oh.
their
Yeah.
segment.
Yeah.
And it was Tom Cross was in there, and so even Tom Cross had his own little booth set up, and you can look inside of his camera boxes, his remote boxes, and that's where I got one of the ideas for the fans was from his setup that he does.
That's
And I was like,
awesome.
oh, yeah, man.
hmm
And
Yeah,
he
so that-
does. He tapes down his lenses.
Oh.
Yeah. There were like
Good to know.
4 sections of yours. It's like 4 areas. There's like the booths.
Yeah,
There's the dance floor. there's the stage, and then there's the VIP area.
Yeah, and they have art set up. And they had they had the R2D2 build club was there, so you had like R2D2s are just like one of like life size, full scale R2D2s, just like roaming around.
But my favorite part of last year, because it was Joe Scott was there from Answers with Joe, and he's not very popular in the space community. Like I think most people know who he is, but like he's not like he's not recognizable. He's like he was walking around and he was like, you know what? It's been I was kind of expecting to be recognized more, but also thoroughly enjoying that no one gives any care about me right now. And he just strolled around while Tim Tim, he's twice as big as Tim's channel. I think he's getting close to 1 million subscribers. Tim's being swarmed constantly.
Yeah.
But then there's just Joe, and he's just strolling around with nothing to do.
Yeah, Tim was like, he that poor dude couldn't even get a second without somebody being like, hey, can I get a picture with you or talking to him? They had the 501st there as well, but they didn't have as many 501st members because they were having a big Star Wars convention, and everybody was at the Star Wars convention.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that you had the 501st members who couldn't afford a ticket to go to the Star Wars convention. So that's what we were left with. And
there's like 4 of them or something like that there. There wasn't that many.
There was supposed to be the DeLorean from Back to the Future, but we didn't get that. Instead, we got a banana car.
Hey, I know the banana. The banana car looked cool.
Hey, banana car.
Yeah. There was another thing there, wasn't there?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's right.
The Ghostbusters. Yeah. And then some guy with his Model X, I believe it was, out front as well.
That's there as well.
Some guy with a Model X. Wow.
Just some guy drove up like,
yeah, it was just a random guy. Yeah. Just some guy that happened to get the custom plates that says SpaceX on his
if it was the one that's actually driving Bob and Doug to the pad, that'd be great.
No.
So wait, so who was there last year?
Not me.
I was. Me, yeah.
All right. So did anyone? I'm gonna share my screen here.
Yeah, I was there.
One of my buddies, he does. Anyone ever watched Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Never heard of it.
You know, Tom Servo.
Shame.
That's not
robot.
The one is it?
That I mean, I've heard of it.
Tom Servo.
I think I've heard of it. I don't think I haven't watched it.
Share this one. So he was there last year, and he's got.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, yeah.
That's my buddy Brent.
Yeah,
he worked on the shuttle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's how he went last year.
Too. Yeah, everybody's asking him for like, hey, can I get a picture with you? Yeah, that thing was great, man.
That was cool.
All right, let's wrap this up, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Chat, thanks for being there.
Harry,
especially. You've been there this whole time, bro.
You've been there since the beginning, man.
Since the beginning.
It's probably like 9 o'clock at night for him. It works out for that guy.
Well, that's why we love you, man. All right, because we love your time zone. All right, here we go. All right, I'm ready to end. Anybody got anything else to add?
This was a fun night.
Oh yeah,
fun night. Do it again sometime.
It was fun.
Possibly for events that might not at all have to do with Yuri's night, but we should do it again sometime.
So anybody watching,
for sure.
Anybody watching, we practice the 6 feet or like 6,000 miles.
That's right.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Some of us are in a completely different state.
Yeah.
Womp womp womp.
No, I'm trapped in the state. Like I said, I cannot get into Florida for a launch anytime soon. So, yeah, it instead of going for launches, I'm going for other high adrenaline photography, and I'm going storm chasing tomorrow. There's supposed to be tornadoes breaking out in Louisiana tomorrow. I'm trying to go catch that because I'm bored.
The tugboat Hawk.
Thanks.
The tugboat Hawk is now in port here in Port Everglades, down here in Fort Lauderdale. Mm-hmm. And I was messaging Julia frantically, like, "Is there any reason why I should go to the port? Give me a reason why I should go to the port. I want to go do something. Please give me some sort of excitement."
She's like, "Nah,
nope, there's no reason.
Nothing SpaceX related at all."
Yep. Just side contracts to make money. I'm like, no, please, come on, just lie to me. Lie to me.
They got a fairing or something on that boat.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Oh man.
All right, thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good one. Talk to you later.
Peace and chicken grease.